What's the intro again? Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Yo! Yeah, that didn't sound good for the people. It's your boy Cornerstone Kev, aka Star Child, aka Shazam. And I'm here with my counterpart. I really have to be very, very polite because he's going to unload on me because of my voice. I got a slight cold, but we're gonna get it going. But this is my boy, Mr. Sergeant Knicks, G-Man for life. What's going on, sir?
What's good, my man? It's good to
Eh,
see you.
Good to see you too. And we are the Pod Couple, coming on every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock to talk about our beloved, um, our Knicks. I'll just say that. That's all I'll say. Um, But yeah, we come on every Thursday from 6:30 to 8. And we just have a really good time. We'll talk statistics and we'll talk about our inner feelings about our team and bother each other from time to time. So that's what's going on and everything. We have a service announcement, and our boy Mr. Sergeant Nix will say what he wants y'all to do. So go ahead, tell them what you want them to do, Mr. G
Ladies
Man.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, Knicks fans of all ages, welcome to the Pod Couple. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, we appreciate your patronage for you coming by, showing your support, and enjoying this content that we're about to throw at you. You know what I'm saying? We all know what is going down today. The topic of the day, any place that you tune on, whether it's on podcasts, on YouTube, or you watching, mainstream media, everybody's talking about the same thing. It is the expiration of the NBA trade and those teams that won or who we perceive that won and who did absolutely positively nothing, zero.
Zero.
So before we even go down that path, right? I definitely want to give a shout out to my man Cornerstone, just to show you the level of commitment that we have to our fans. This man is up here and barely able to speak, but he still chose to get on here and give you that Nick love that we like to dish out. So
Absolutely.
for if no other reason, go down there, hit that like button, subscribe, because you know the dedication that we have to make sure we bring you this content. So okay, so
Yeah, thanks for saying that, boy. I really appreciate it. Really
I was
appreciate
about to say, so now that I got that out the way,
it.
what, what you're about to see next gonna make you believe that I hate Cornerstone Camp. Because you're gonna be like, G man, what is going on with you and Camp? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. So, so Kev, we're gonna do a little bit. We're gonna go off script tonight just for a little while, just for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Just to go ahead and get the elephant out of the room.
Yeah,
Tell me
because
your
because
thoughts.
because it's very fat right now.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, an elephant is big, but
Yeah.
what happened today? You know what? I'll say there are probably five elephants in this room right now. The starting five.
So give me high level. What do you think about what you saw transpire today, and what do you think that we're doing moving forward from today moving on?
Well, to get the other teams out the way, I think that your contenders really did a job today. You look at the trade between the Nets and the 76ers. The 76ers, I think, kind of screwed up a little bit with giving not only giving them Ben Simmons, but giving Seth Curry as well. Now, you're talking about a team that was lacking outside shooting, and he was one of your best shooters. Now you've sent one of your best shooters from that team to a Brooklyn team that already had Patty Mills. So now whoever Ben Simmons, oh, and the trade was Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and I forget who else to Brooklyn for James Harden and I forget who else. I mean, theoretically, those are the only two that those two players that that stand out. But for me,
Mhm.
with them giving Seth Curry, that is a disaster for that 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 Philly could have done. Because again, now on the perimeter, you not only have one guy that can hit from the outside, you have legitimately two guys that can hit shots from the outside.
Right.
And Ben Simmons can pick his poison of who he wants to pass that rock to in order to hit that from the outside. That was a bad mistake by Philly. If I was Philly, I would have given him something else other than Seth Curry, because you have no outside shooting now. You have none whatsoever. So that's one trade that I thought was real eye opening. And I know there are a whole bunch of others that I can't really um put into words right now, but that one right there, that one really, really um was eye opening. And as far as us, and ladies and gentlemen, I hate giving this guy credit because this guy was always spot on. He said that we weren't going to do nothing, and we did nothing. We did nothing. I wasn't looking for a splash per se, because even the smallest move can help our team as far as getting more looks from the other young players. But we still have the same veterans, and you could have gotten rid of those veterans for peanuts, but you kept them.
Yeah.
I think the only one that would have stayed with us because of his contract is your boy Hip Rider, aka Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
All the rest of them could have been. You could have moved them. You could have moved them for peanuts. But no, you kept them, and now we have to sit through this garbage. Somebody in the chat, I forget who it was. Gideon, Gideon, a man, I can't pronounce
G
that.
Money.
Gideon, G Money, yeah. He said, I'm officially done watching this trash heap Knicks for the rest of the season. I don't blame you at all. At all. As a matter of fact, as far as tonight, am I really gonna am I really and here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even when I was talking to my counterpart this afternoon, I said it's not gonna be the Splash Brothers or even Green that's gonna beat us. It's a bunch of no names that are gonna beat us. Your Pools, your Glenn Rice Juniors, whoever. These are the guys that are gonna beat us tonight.
Yeah. You got a good point there.
These are
What do you
these are the guys.
what
So
do you think about Porzingis to the Wizards?
that's another one. Well, technically, it looks like that we won that trade.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks like we won that trade and
Yeah.
everything.
For sure.
And with Porzingis going to the Wizards showed me that the Dallas was done with Porzingis.
Yep.
That they were done. So it's not just us that were saying, you know what, I don't even know if this, if he's it. They're saying it as well. So that shows you what it is. Maybe his he can revive his reputation and his athletic ability. I don't know. Maybe with the Bradley Beal. But now you've gone from a team, excuse me, you've gone from a team like us where it could have been your team, and now you went from that to a team that had a bona fide all-star in Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
So if you couldn't make it with him, then where else you gonna go? Because you were literally going to be his number two. You were literally going to be his number two. He was G-Man. Porzingis was supposed to be the next coming of Dirk Nowitzki. Exactly. He had all the tools. How many years was he there for? What, 3 years?
Too long.
Too long.
Too long.
Too long. Too long. So that's where I'm at right now. Give me some more if you could think of off your head.
Well, those are the most, I guess. I mean, you know, everyone that made a trade did so with the aspect of making their teams better immediately, or putting pieces in place so they could make deals later on down the road, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you hear about people interested in buyouts and things of that nature, or other things that they plan to do post All-Star game, the All-Star break. But we got to wait and see what that looks like.
Absolutely.
But I think at the end of the day, this is where I am, Kev.
Talk to me.
So number one, I'm not as emotional as most Knicks fans are today. I'm not. Why?
Why?
Because I saw this coming a mile away, a country mile away, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not in my feelings right now as most Knicks fans are.
Give it time.
So what I would say is this: we are exactly where I thought we would be, 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing, okay, I'm gonna take that back. We are where I thought we would be post Cam Reddish trade. Let's start there.
Okay.
Let's start right there. Because if you think about it, think back in time, last year when we were in this same conundrum, and fans were clamoring about, hey, the Knicks need to make a move. Then the camps were split. Hey, how do you feel if we make a move? How do you feel if we don't make a move? Do you think not making a move is the best move, or whatever the case may be, right? So you think back to last year, and the Derrick Rose trade was the move.
Right.
Way before trade deadline came up, right?
Yeah.
So we did nothing. And we were able to succeed for, whatever that's worth.
Because there was a cohesiveness.
The team actually, matter of fact, the motto coming out of the huddle at every game was together.
Right.
They can't even spell two right now. That's not the life that we're living right now. So
nope.
that ship has sailed, right?
Yep.
So this year is what we're talking about when we say this is how things repeat themselves. And if you watch and you pay attention to trends and things that ebb and flow, the Cam Reddish trade, which is why I bring this up, the Cam Reddish trade was our big move. Nobody saw it coming, and nobody expected for us to get Cam for the price that we got Cam at.
But here's the problem with that. If the reports are true, they were looking to unload him as well.
So here we go. And I'm about to get to that point in a second, right? So you take a Cam Reddish, which, if you believe the talking heads, Tom Thibodeau didn't want Cam Reddish, right? Other talking heads would tell you that Cam Reddish was positioned as a trade piece with the Lakers, whatever that trade may have been. If you still listening to the talking heads, the New York Knicks had aspirations of pursuing a CJ McCollum, right? Other talking heads will tell you that, we had interest in Bradley Beal. We had, you name it, we had interest. Clickbait, boost my channel, my newspaper, my magazine, my podcast, tune in to ESPN, whatever it is you do, whatever you say, the things that you say. And this is what people don't realize. I guess the clout that a Berman had or a Woj has, when you put these false narratives out there, you are lessening your fan base. That's number one. So where we could depend on when you see a Woj bomb or whatever, and you take that to the bank and it's gospel, we can roll with that. Now, today, Not so much.
Not so much.
Not so much. So let me get back to my rant about this whole situation to how we find ourselves in the position that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Cam Reddish trade comes up.
Yep.
And people say, and the things that you see happening day to day
Mm-hmm.
couldn't necessarily be true. So Tibbs will stand in front of the microphone and says the same thing he always says. One thing I can say about Tibbs, I don't know if he got cue cards in his pocket or if somebody's standing back there by the camera with a big sign and say, Tibbs, say this. I don't know what's going on, but he always says the same thing. Oh, true or false, he says the same thing. Well, Cam has to figure out how to work his way into the rotation. You know, we're not going to just put him in there, whatever, until somebody gets hurt or, you know, you don't have players available, right? Not this last game. We played Denver. So last game, so the Utah game.
Yeah.
My slam dunk last week. Guess what my slam dunk last week was, Kev?
What was your slam dunk last week?
My slam dunk last week was that Cam Reddish between that show and this show would get significant minutes playing with the Knicks. And I'm not talking about the little pity ante 2 minutes at the end of the game when the quarter's close. Cam Reddish played 15 plus minutes against the Utah Jazz, right? I think they had like 6 points or something like that. I think the injuries that we had on the team forced Tibbs to play him more against the Denver Nuggets. He probably should have got more playing time,
right?
As well as has the bench, and we're gonna get into that later on in the show, because we're losing a game which cost us one of our perennial stars. You're playing them in a game that means absolutely nothing. Why are you still on the court? Why? But we're gonna get there. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Back to Cam, right? So I would tell you this about one Mr. Cam. Cam Reddish to me this year looks a lot like Obi looked last year, right? Tibbs he has no idea what to do with this young man. He don't want to step on any toes or take playing time away from anybody else. I say all that to say this, ladies and gentlemen. What we are facing right now is a straight up meltdown of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Now you pick what aspect of the organization I'm talking about, and you'll be spot on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what aspect you pick. We're facing a meltdown right now.
Yeah, we are.
Inmates are legitimately running the asylum right now. You got people taking money from people not doing what they get paid to come to work to do, and then you're propping them up.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the front office. Pick somebody in the front office. I don't care who it is. They done took money, promising they can do this and they can do that. They ain't produced the whole time they've been here.
Not a damn thing.
To cover up for that, then we go into the head coach. And I have been on record for a while now.
You have.
Each and every one of you. Tom Thibodeau's got to go. Period.
Go.
But the feedback I get, well, you know, he was the coach of the year. Okay. Well, you know, when I was, you know, 19 years old, I could probably run maybe a 4.6 40. Can I do that today? Nope. No. So my point is, what's in the past is in the past. Put it in the history books. If you want to read about it, you go read about it. That's not affecting what we're doing this year. Right?
When you're going that way, I'm a what have you done for me lately type of person.
I mean, I understand that, but I'm more so, and I understand the whole narrative of we can't talk about, you know, things you did, you know, last year or even 2, 3, 4 months ago when things might have been better than what they are right now. It's easy for you to be in the spotlight and perennial when everything around you is going well, when the people that are around you are doing the things they need to do in order to make the franchise better.
Right.
The true aspect of your character is what do you do when the chips are down? What moves do you make to keep us afloat, you know, until these players come back that are injured, or you are the vocal point if you're the head coach of the basketball team and you see what you need, you in the ear of the front office saying, go get me this person. But this is the kicker to all this, kid.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in my heart of hearts that at some point today or in the last couple of weeks, the New York Knicks legit were talking to other teams about potential moves with some of these people that we have on our roster. But
Okay.
guess what? The rest of the league views this roster as trash.
They did.
Nobody
They
wants to come here. Number one, nobody wants to come here. So regardless of relationships and anything, that would be the equivalent of me saying right now, I'm going to move from Florida to Idaho to go work for McDonald's. Come on, stop playing right now. That don't even make sense to me at all. So, when I say we, the organization has dug this hole. And somebody put this in the chat earlier. The organization has dug this hole. The hole was not dug overnight, but we got to deal with what we got right now. Point blank period. There's nothing else. This is what we got. Every morning when I wake up and walk in my garage and see what I got parked out there, in my mind, I wish I had a Lambo out there. But guess what?
Yeah.
Every day I go out there, ain't no Lambo in the garage, Kev. I got to drive what's out there, bro.
And the thing about the front office is we weren't looking for them to land an all-star. We were looking for them to clear up some of the vets that we had so that our young players could get the opportunity that they're that they strive for.
So you made a point just now. Let me ask you this: Are we really at this point? Are we really looking for an all-star? Or are we just looking for a player that could come in and contribute to the roster in this place with a solid game plan if we could ever get one of those?
Plan B that you just said.
Right.
That you just said.
Because I do not see all-stars coming to the Knicks, period, right now.
No, not at all.
And then when you go out and the people that we bring in, and we've been doing this for a while, the people that you go out and you bring in here, that at some point in their career may have been perennial players in their youth for whatever team they played for. And that's what you hit your wagon to and bring them here and expect the same thing to happen, i.e., when you go out and you get Evan Fournier or Kemba Walker. Or you sit down and you turn around and you pay Nerlens Noel an exuberant amount of money for what? This dude legit is he's like working remote from home right now and still getting paid that he's an NBA basketball player.
You hit that right on the button. Working remote from home. That's the new thing now. That's the new thing now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But this profession that he's in, it requires him to be on the court and being productive. Mr. Glass, that's Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass had more plays last year than DMPs this year.
So again, understand, and for the longest time, when I first started watching sports and got into this whole thing about, when you're talking about contracts, you're not paying a player for past performance. You're paying them for future potential performance, right? So the contract that you had before we talking about your contract this year, you got paid for then. What I'm paying you for now is what you're going to do for me 2 to 3 years from now.
Right.
So whoever negotiated Noel's contract, if they ain't fired by now, they should be. They should be fired. And whoever's helping them should be fired.
That's the capologist. That's the capologist.
I'm just saying that why do you still have a job? The person that negotiated Nerlens Noel's contract and convinced someone we need to pay this dude this amount of money for this amount of time should no longer have a job in the Knicks organization. Hell, in the NBA,
we should have let him. We should have let him go to either Dallas or whoever.
I mean, and people always say hindsight being 2020. There were a host of other moves that could have been made, but what I'm still trying to figure out, what did you see on a consistent basis that made you think it was okay to go give Noel this money? It's not like he wasn't hurt last year. He just performed better last year, but it's not
I'll
like he
give
went hurt.
I'll give you a better one. I'll give you a better one. Alex Burks,
This is
quote
this is
unquote,
what I'm telling
quote
you about Alex
unquote,
Burke.
quote unquote, Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, man. So again, Kev, this is where we are right here. When you talk about so all these nicknames, all these hyperboles, and everything else that we associate players with that we talked about last year, all that has changed. And I'm gonna tell you when it changed.
Mm-hmm.
It changed after the ousting in the first round of the playoffs. That's when
Mm-hmm.
things change. So if you have a product that works, right? Why do you not shore up that product and see if you can continue to? I would feel better about where we are right now if someone said, okay, we were known for defense last year, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what we were
Right.
known for.
Right.
So we continue down that path until it doesn't work anymore. Then make an adjustment. But what do? We said, okay, we're good defensively, so but we need more shooting. So you got to give something to give something to get something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the people that you went out and said that we gonna get you for offense came in here and laid a big fat goose egg. And now people want me to believe just because Mr. Hip Rider comes out and has a good game here or there, now all of a sudden I'm supposed to change my narrative on him?
No.
No,
No. No.
that's not happening. Not that, that
No.
that's a splash in the pan, bro. I'm not buying. I'm not picking up what you're putting down at this point because that audio does not match the video, and it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time before. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Knicks fans of all ages, I will ask you to remember this: when we talk about the performance of the players that we were talking about last year, how many people do you believe were given a contract based on the performance that they had last year?
Mm-hmm.
So when you are paying, if think about your job, right? Think about when you have your semi-annual and annual reviews for your job performance, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you know your review is coming up, you may have been slacking off for the last 6 months, but the next 90 days prior
Mm-hmm.
to your review, oh, you're gonna be on point. You're gonna be early
Right.
for work. You're gonna work late without anybody having to tell you so. You're gonna be volunteering for stuff. You're gonna want to stand out because that's the difference between you getting the increase of 85 cents of what you're currently making to $1.15.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working for that contract. That
Right.
same thing with the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Julius Randle last year upped his game tremendously. He was playing
Tremendously.
outside of his mind.
I had no problems with him. I
None,
had no problems whatsoever.
none whatsoever because we like the productivity, right?
Right.
But he was also in the contract year. I'm gonna tell you how I know what I'm talking about, Kev. Think about this. Who on the Knicks organization right now is playing some of the best basketball we've seen him play in quite some time?
Mitchell Robinson.
When is Mitchell Robinson's contract up for negotiation?
This year.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this has historically.
And meanwhile, you have teams, players on like Milwaukee or Phoenix
Mm,
or Denver, Utah, um, Chicago,
mm,
and I'm even going to throw out there the worst team in the league, the Orlando Magic. You have players that, when they got their money, still kicking tail up and down the court. That don't care. They just care about winning. Now, of course, not Orlando because that's such a young team and everything. But your championship teams, your Phoenixes, your your Bucks, your Milwaukee Bucks, they don't care. Do you think when we had Bobby Portis that he cared about getting money?
mm.
He just wanted to win.
He just wanted to play ball.
And when Giannis said, what did he do? He left. And the next year, he won a championship.
I would tell you this, Kev.
I'll give you one more player.
Go ahead.
PJ Tucker.
Yep.
Won a championship with Milwaukee. What did he do? Yeah, he wanted more. He probably wanted more money, but saw that Miami was just as good. That's another team that escaped me, Miami. Why are they so successful year after year? No matter how they turn out towards the end. During the season, they're always kicking tail left and right because those players don't give a damn about their contracts. They just want to win.
Well, I think it's about culture, Kev. When it all boils down to it, you're not going to want to go to work for a company that you know is bad. You know, you got bad management, you got bad hours, and you got bad work environment. Nobody wants to work in that environment. And the first thing you're going to do, you're going to stay there because you got to put food on the table. But the first opportunity you have to jump ship, you're going to jump ship. And that's where we are right now. When you talk about all these teams that you just named with all these players, right now, today, they have a better culture than the Knicks. Well, I'll put it this way.
And anything about it, I would never have said that. For this regime right here, I would never have said that.
This is the deal, right? The deal is that we being the organization, and I've said this before, do not have a direction.
Right.
We don't know whether or not
we're going to
play
You've
the
been on record about that.
We don't know whether we want to play the young guys. We don't know if we want to play a combination of both. So when your organization does not display or make public the direction that we want to go in, that leaves pause for anyone that you want to bring here. Why am I going to go someplace that I don't know if you're going to be in business tomorrow or not? Right. Not saying that the Knicks are going to be out of business, but you're not going to be competitive. So when you're not competitive, then if I'm in the waning years of my NBA career, why am I going to come here when I have no chance of winning a ring? Right. And you're doing nothing to get us closer to that goal, right? We all want to see us win a chip, but we're getting farther and farther and farther away from doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just telling you. I love the optimism of our fans because just same as last year when we didn't make a move, we looked for the next big thing. I'm telling you, the next big thing is not going to come until we make some personnel changes.
Yes.
Not happening until we do that.
Right.
It's that simple. Legitimately, it's that easy. Right?
Right.
That easy.
That easy. That easy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have gone way over the time that I thought we were going to sit here and talk about what you've been looking at. You've been looking at that on TV all day. So, just to switch gears, just a little bit, Kev. I have a question for you. Being that we all know where we are with lack of moves in the trade, who is on the roster, who's hurt, who's playing, who's not. Right.
Well, I'll say this much: you need a shave.
Yeah, I work from home, Kev. I work from home. I don't have to shave. I don't have to go outside.
But 1 million people are looking at you.
That's fine. That means that I'm comfortable in my own skin. You know how it works? Comfortable in my own skin. I would tell you this. I had someone in my life telling me to shave every day that I woke up for 30 years, bro. Right now, I shave when I get ready. Okay. And if I don't want to, guess what? I'm not going to do it. Yeah, and you can like it, or you can love it, or you can hate it. But guess what? It doesn't change my outcome, not even this much. I feel good about that.
Just give me a machete. Give me a machete so I can,
So it sounded like to me what you just said. You said you mixed two words. I know what you were trying to say. You was trying to say machete, but you said machete. So you were thinking about a Mercedes-Benz and a machete, and you combined the two. It's okay. I understand. This is what happened when you get sick, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what happened when you get sick. I'm just saying, Kev. I'm just Mersh. I'm gonna have to. Boy, look, Kev is up here making up words. Legit. He is redefining the English language before our face, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, look. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to do this, chat. Chat, check this out. Stay with me for 2 seconds. Stay with me for 2 seconds. I know everybody's passionate about what y'all saw going on today, lack thereof. I want you, if you would, chat, in the chat, put a word in the chat that you won't care to pronounce. Put a word in the chat you won't care to pronounce. I'm watching the chat. Go ahead. Put a word in there.
Hey,
we're going to have Kev try to pronounce that word.
There's 2 words that I don't want them to put. that Mary Poppins song. And something from George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars.
Yeah,
Probably Funkadelic. Anything else, I'm good.
See?
Those 2 words.
I'm just saying. Just can't straw. So they want you to say street or straw.
Street, straw, specific, paralip. I can't do it.
Wait. I want you to say specific.
Specific.
So okay. So I guess I'm being. It's dishonest if I say it first. Then you know how it sounds. So I'm gonna wait. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you guys. You know we love you guys for sure. We love to have fun.
All right, back to your original question.
So sticking to the format, we did, kind of, what are the headlines for what was going on today. Yeah. So I think to get back to, let's do something or nothing. And this is probably going out of order, but I kind of like these topics that are in the format.
Yeah. Shout out to Freeze for putting that in.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That is definitely keeps us on topic. So for me, something or nothing. As you mentioned, the fact that it was alluded to that Cam Reddish's name was thrown up in a potential trade with the Lakers. You think that's something or nothing?
I thought it was something because
how so?
Because I could see us doing that. I could. The way this management is, I mean, I'm not going to call it a disgrace yet, but it's itching there. I mean, when we first got this management, I was very high on them because it's Leon Rose, who was an ex-agent, and then the famous, who I tell you right now, I'll tell you no lie, I never really knew about this guy until he got on to our team, Worldwide West, who has supposed to have all the connections.
Right.
All the connections. And you mean to tell me that all you could muster up was a Derrick Rose, an Evan Fournier, a Kemba Walker, and now Cam Reddish? The Cam Reddish one has higher upside, but the problem is you have a coach that wants to do it his way. He thinks he's Frank Sinatra again.
Gotcha.
He wants to do it his way.
So you believe that the Cam Reddish trade is something. So
from that perspective, from a Lakers perspective, I think they did want a bigger wingman.
Okay.
And he fits that. And he fits that.
That I can agree with. So I would say, to me, just the mere fact that it was floated and people talked about it, there's a lot to do about nothing. Because again, I go back to the fact that any moves that as fairly and as sparse as they may be, any moves that this front office has made has not been publicized. Right. We didn't know they were making a move until the move had already been made.
Right.
The headline that you saw was the New York Knicks just traded for Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Knicks just traded for Cam Reddish.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're in talks with these teams to get these guys to come here. It's after the fact.
Right.
So when I see things in the news or on the internet or whatever the case may be, I heard this and I heard that's a whole lot to do about nothing for me
Right.
because that's not how we get down. So
Hmm.
for me, it's a whole bunch to do about nothing, and I'm sure that as soon as that went out, if I'm in this organization, the first person I'm calling, I'm doing a conference call with Cam and his agent. Hey, listen, don't worry about what you're saying on the news because that's not what we're talking about. That didn't come from our organization. That came from someplace else. So don't worry. So for me, there's a whole lot to do about
Okay,
nothing.
so sticking on that, because I have to ask you um
Go
ask
ahead.
you a
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead. No, go ahead and say what kind of question is it, Kev?
No, no, you'll never get it. You'll never get it. You'll never get it. You'll
Okay.
never get it.
What,
You'll never
what,
get it.
what's your question?
If they would have gone ahead with, if they would have gone ahead with this, if they would have unloaded Cam, what would have been your your mindset going forward of this regime?
So right now, based on anything that we've done prior to if that had gone on, there would have been a knee jerk reaction. And I think my mindset then was we're reaching for something, because again, the narrative has been the Knicks are in win now mode. So any move that you make at this point has to equate to win now. So if you make a move with Cam Reddish on the table, oh, by the way, Cam Reddish is not going to be the only person in that trade. He
All
just
right,
may be, the person that people talk about the most because, last in, first out type situation, right? So that may be what that's about. But the person that you bring in here
hmm,
has to be able to contribute to a win now mythology or mentality, right?
right,
Because that's what the team has said we want to do, win now. So if that is the case, I still would have said it's number one, it's a bad move, right?
hmm,
Because what you're telling people is unless a part of the negotiation with the Cam trade, I've already been in negotiations with the Lakers, and the Lakers knew they can go to Atlanta and get Cam.
right,
So their front office called our front office and said, hey, listen, if you can go out there and get Cam Reddish, right? Bring him into your organization. And before the trade deadline, we make a deal, a three-team deal for Cam and whomever you want to bring into your franchise or whatever.
right,
If you want
right,
Westbrook, now we can make it happen to where we get Cam, and we bring another team in and move some other pieces around,
right.
move some money around, and we give you Westbrook.
And that would have been disastrous,
Yeah, I agree.
disastrous,
I agree.
because this isn't Russell Westbrook of 10 years ago.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm telling you right now, Kev. I'm right now. I'm in the same position I was in last year when we start talking. Potential trades, don't trade, make moves, don't make
Right,
moves.
right,
I'm not unhappy. Let me say this. Let me take that back. I'm unhappy for the fact that we're doing nothing, whether via trade or anything else, to make this organization better. Not just the team, not just the people that's on this roster that's going out here playing basketball and that. I'm talking organization,
right,
right? We're doing nothing to right the ship right now. That
right,
that's where I am. So not making moves during trade deadlines, I wasn't surprised, bro. Again,
okay,
so I see the warning signs when something is about to happen, right? And then
right,
I also see the warning signs when people want to stand pat and do what we've always done. And hence, again, when we saw the game in Denver, Tom Thibodeau's out here doing the same thing. The starting lineup remains the same every game unless somebody is hurt or not available.
the
Every
start
game.
the start of the fourth quarter, my subs are all going in. I'm emptying my bench at the start of the fourth quarter, because at the start of the fourth quarter, what were we down? We were down what? Chat, help me out. What were we down? Because I turned it off, unfortunately. Um,
Hey, I want to
we
say we were ebbing and flowing. And we came back from the 27-point deficit. I think we may be down 17 or so, somewhere around in there.
around
We got it
17.
down to 13 at some point, 15 at some point, but we,
Well,
we were never
then
close.
that's doable, but still okay. So let's say mid fourth quarter. Did they push it back up past 20? Mid fourth quarter.
I think the most we got was like 19. It was kind of back and forth. at a certain point. And that's when I think when we got down to about 17, 15, that's when Tears brought the starters back in. Like they were going to come back in and miraculously stop stop the Nuggets from scoring, which they hadn't been able to do all night. I don't know.
We
what the
lost
mindset
this.
was.
We lost that game. We lost that game in the second quarter
Oh yeah,
because
yeah. Ran out the gym in the
we were
second quarter.
we were neck and neck. We were neck and neck at
First
the end of
quarter.
the first
Yeah,
at the end of the
quarter.
first quarter,
Yeah.
and they were doing stuff. Denver, they were doing stuff to us with their best players on the bench.
Oh yeah. That young
That's
boy they had
that's what
at guard. Yeah.
that's where we're getting burned.
Yeah.
That's where we're getting burned because our bench is turning out to be nothing.
Yeah. I'm with
That's
you.
a shame.
I'm with
That's
you.
a shame.
I'm with you. So I would say sticking with the something and nothing topic.
Yeah, I got one for you. I got
Yeah,
one.
go ahead. Go ahead.
The front office hasn't talked with the fans. Is that something or nothing?
Nothing, because they never talk to the fans.
Exactly.
They never talk to the fans. So that's as much as we say that we want to hear from them. At some point, someone says y'all talking too much, right? But you don't say nothing. Well, you don't say nothing, so we don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, to me, it's about how you choose to run your organization, right? If that's how you feel, you're best served to be successful. Who am I to tell you you're wrong?
And here's my problem. Yeah, keep going.
The only thing that I would say is this: I'm judging you off of productivity on the basketball court, and when it's not working, it's one thing you being quiet and you successful. If you're being quiet and it's not working and you're not doing anything to fix it, we have a problem.
We have a problem.
So
here's the other thing I was going to say. I mean, everyone's saying that they never hear from our boys. Well, do we hear from any of the other teams' president and general managers?
It depends. Normally, the only time that you hear from these guys is when either a major move has been made or somebody's in trouble or there's a lawsuit.
Okay. All right.
They don't come on TV. The only owner GM type personality that's on TV all the time, every time, is Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't hear that. You don't. I mean, when was the last time you saw Mark Cuban on TV? And he's very user friendly as far as the media.
When have you seen Sean Marks on TV?
You don't see.
And they've been going through problems galore.
Yeah, you don't see that. And I'm not saying that I don't want to. I don't want to see James Dolan on TV.
No, me either.
Because he has no idea what's going on in the basketball world.
No, all he does is write the check. That's all I need him to do.
That's it.
And think about it. Now I know he's going to get pissed. Excuse my language. He's going to get upset because all the money that he's spending.
No, he's not. No, he's not. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if he was, he'd have made changes by now, Kev.
Yeah.
If he was going to be upset about money being spent, he's not getting the output for what he's paying for. Right. Changes would have been made already. We ain't made no changes. We still watching the same garbage that we watched last year.
You have a point. Yeah, you got a point.
Same thing.
You got a point. Yeah.
Same thing.
I agree with you on that.
It's the same thing. So it's the equivalent of if you went out right now and bought an appliance and took it home, and this appliance is supposed to be the next best thing to sliced bread, and you get it home, and as soon as you take it out of the box, it blows a fuse, and every time you plug it up, it blows another fuse.
Right.
Are you gonna be happy with that appliance, or are you gonna take it back to the store?
Right. You gonna take it back to the store?
Yeah, you most definitely gonna take it back to the store and ask for a refund or exchange it for something else.
Yeah,
that's human nature. So
yeah, I give Dolan a lot of credit. For sticking with these guys.
I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't care.
Why don't you? I
don't, because you see, it's not like you don't have a TV. It's not like you don't have a bunch of people reporting to you about what's good, and what's bad in your organization.
Okay.
I feel like because I've seen him go into an organization, make wholesale changes, and make the organization better. Hence the Rangers. Yeah. Cleared the front office out, brought a whole new front office in there, and now these guys are thriving. Why can't you do the same thing with the Knicks?
Well, you
which
thought he did.
probably has a higher fan base.
Well, you thought he would. Thought he did that when he got Leon Rose in there and the crew and Worldwide West.
No, no. Okay, year one, I give it to you because you don't know what you got. I've seen you for a whole 12 months do what I hired you to do, and you have failed at every aspect of what I asked you, what I brought you here to do. Well, I'm gonna keep you.
Right.
So if I got to pay you a penalty, well, I would rather pay you a couple $1 million to get you out of here versus keep having you with your hand in my pocket for the next 4 or 5 years, and I'm not getting anything for my money. I'm gonna pay you to leave. That's how bad I want you gone. I'm gonna pay you to leave.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Pack your stuff. Just like when you watch Hard Knocks, I'm gonna give you that big black garbage bag. Go ahead and go to your office. Put everything in your garbage bag. The little dude with the clipboard, gonna come by your office, gonna knock on the door and say, "Hey, the owner want to see you. Bring your bag. Bring your playbook." And look, you can't even get in the car that we're paying for you. The shuttle's gonna be outside in front of Madison Square Garden in a few minutes. Go ahead and get on that. But guess what? It's not taking you to the Warriors or JFK. It's gonna take you to the Greyhound station down the street, and you can buy. Here go about $60. You can get whatever this gonna get you. Go ahead and buy your business.
Right.
If you want other accommodations, I paid you enough money over the past year to do what you need to do, but you got to go. Point blank. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't. No, brother. I ain't feeling it.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, what's your next one?
So I think the where we at on time here? Okay, so
we got enough time. We there.
So I think now let's shift gears for a minute. Tell me, what do you believe? Just your thought process based on what you know about the team, where we are right now. I know the All-Star break is about to come up. So after the break, we're looking at probably 23 to 24 games left for the remainder of the season. Where do you see? How do you feel? Where do you feel like we will be at post All-Star break, going towards postseason?
Lottery.
Where do you think we'll be?
Lottery.
Okay.
Lottery. Again, this team has not shown me where I've had the most confidence in these guys when they were at their lowest point. This year, it has shown me that even with a distinguished coach and supposed distinguished players, that they've shown me that they're just as bad.
So when you say
that,
when you say distinguished players, give me some names.
Oh, Randall.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm going back, from what I saw last year. Randall.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Quickly.
Okay.
Obi.
Mm-hmm.
RJ.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitchell.
Okay.
And of course, from what I've seen from them in the past, where you weren't really high on them, I was. Fournier and Kemba.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
If you would have told me, see, this is where I wish I had Doc Brown's flying DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Right. Go back in time.
Because I'd go back in time right now and tell my past self and everybody that went to that first game at the Garden, I tell everyone and start playing the song by Public Enemy, "Don't Believe the Hype," because it's going to bite you in the tail. And that's being very, very nice. Yeah, because when we went to that game, I tell you, Sarge, we went to that game. Everything that I went through that night, everything I went through that night, I thought was going to be worth it.
Right. Right.
And here
it was for about 24 hours.
For about 24 hours. No, not 24, because that was on a Wednesday, right? That was on a Wednesday.
Yep.
And then they flew to Orlando.
Oh, it's okay, 48.
Yeah, and beat the socks off of Orlando.
Yeah, they beat the brakes off Orlando for sure.
So after those two games, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that that laid a strong distinction that we were going to be great. Little did I know that we would come home and lose to an Orlando team that we just beat the socks off of. Okay, fine. They wanted to show that they had pride and everything, and it was at home. So I was like, okay, I'll give it that. A few weeks later, we lost to them again, handedly. You had Cole Anthony just riffing with us, with the fans and whoever, showing out.
Yeah, that in itself, that was the path, the beginning of the path to nowhere. I would say, same question. Post, I guess, All Star break. I believe that we are, if we're not in the lottery, we're gonna be someplace real close to it. Our luck, we'll be right outside the lottery, but still have a losing season. We're not making the playoffs. I don't see us making the play in at this point, which
I
is, I believe at this point in time, our postseason, I guess, efforts reflect what we're doing right now today. I mean, point blank, period. We're not playing well enough on a consistent enough basis to be anywhere close to talking about postseason play at all.
and ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna name you off my head some of the games that I know we're going to lose. I know we're going to lose tonight. So Golden State will have swept us. I know we're going to lose against Phoenix. So again, that's another team, that Western Conference team, that will have swept us. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to Portland both times, with minus Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I wouldn't be surprised with that. We're going to lose a second game to Memphis, and we're going to lose the game at the Garden against Utah as well. That's just for the Western Conference. So
So,
already you'll have like 4 or 5 teams from the Western Conference that will have swept us. Now, from the East Coast, from the Eastern Conference, I think Philly will win the next 2 games against us because we did beat them twice.
mhm,
They'll win the next two. We'll be winless against Miami because they
right.
swept us last year. We'll be winless against New Jersey. I mean, against Brooklyn. They swept us last year.
So let me ask you this, Kev. And I understand exactly where your heart is and why you feel the way that you feel. So let me ask you this question. What, if anything, would you consider to be I guess, a positive thing as we exit the season? What would you need to see
If my
in
kids
order
don't
to
play,
turn your opinions around?
if my kids don't play, it'll be a disaster. If my kids don't play, when I mean my kids, I mean Jericho Sims. I mean
Hmm.
um Deuce Bigelow. No, not Deuce Bigelow. Man, not Deuce. What did I call him? Did I call him a movie? Oh my God.
You
That
did,
shows you
man.
that shows you where I'm at.
You
Deuce,
did.
yes,
You went straight to a movie. You went straight to a movie. You done changed this man's whole name and combined it.
combined it.
Is is that his club name? He just ain't telling nobody. Boy, Kev. Mm-mm.
Deuce McBride, Quentin Grimes, who has been getting, run and everything, who looks great. Quentin Grimes looks good. He looks like a real deal. He looks like a
He
keeper
does,
for
and we
us.
missing him.
Yeah. I think he's playing tonight.
People are hoping that he's playing tonight. I don't know what
No,
the lineup looks like.
I think I believe, in the chat can correct me on it, but I believe Thibodeau said that he's playing tonight.
I don't believe nothing Tom Thibodeau says out of his mouth.
Well, that's another
Nothing.
thing too. Yeah,
Nothing until I see it happening. Once
yeah,
I see it happening, then okay, he played who he said he's gonna play for
yeah,
whatever reason. But I don't believe nothing Tom Thibodeau got to say right now.
Danny Seven says he is playing. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right. So I'll just wait to see that and everything.
We'll
But
see.
yeah, but yeah, I got to see my kids play. If my kids don't play, and that also includes Cam Reddish. That's
Okay.
the only positive thing I'll say, and I'll still want Tibbs out of there.
Okay.
I'll still want Tibbs out of there.
So a positive finishing out this season, a positive for you would be seeing the youngins get more burn
More burn
going to.
going
Okay.
forward. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I guess that kind of leads towards you would be more on the side of starting to develop the team versus the win now mode.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right now, you were supposed to win early before the when we had the 5 games. We were 5 games over 500.
Right.
You're supposed to really build your rep into being somewhat significant. Um, I won't say title contender, but um, just be significant in the Eastern Conference. Round six, between 5, 6, and 7. You're supposed to be building that. Now
Okay.
we're 12 and down
Okay.
and slipping.
All right. I mean, that makes sense to me. Again, that goes back to what I said before: pick a direction. And if the direction is going to be, we're already losing,
Right.
right? It's not like we're winning a whole bunch of games. We're continuously going on a downward spiral right now. So why not get something out of that, right? If you want to play the young guys and start with that development thing, then by all means, salute the flag and move on and attack it, as aggressively as you can. I'm with that, right? But make a decision, pick a direction, and stick with it. But I think the problem that we have is we've already discussed this time and time again.
Right.
The head coach you got, he's not doing that. That's not even in his makeup. He still. I don't care if you. I mean, what's forcing him to play these guys are the people that are not available. Number one, and these guys that's on these back-to-back games. You can't play Kemba Walker back-to-back. I don't know why you would.
Well, and this is go back to the front office of them signing him.
But yeah. I mean, these are things that, as you know, when you put that starting lineup out there, these decisions you got to make. Where do you want to be? What are you going to do? Based on who your opponent is, right? And then make some type of adjustment. But the only thing you do, I could take Tom Thibodeau could legit call in sick right now, right? I could legit walk into Madison Square Garden today, pick up his notepad, and run the exact same plays, the exact same timeline, like you don't even miss him. The only difference would be you're not looking at Tom Thibodeau. You're looking at G-Man over there with his mask on, cussing the refs out, cussing the players out because they're not doing what I think they need to do. Who does that? But that's what we're paying this dude to do. So I agree with you with the whole play the kids thing. I'm also in the developmental mindset because we've seen this whole experiment of going out and trying to get these vets, thinking that you're gonna bring somebody in here that's the next thing coming, and we can go out and make the impossible possible. That doesn't work. That only works in the movies, right?
Sergeant. Here's another caveat. You have a kid center in Jericho Sims that can actually catch the ball.
Yeah,
he can catch the ball.
Yeah.
How many times have we driven it into? Now I'll give Mitch too. He's been trying to catch the ball. He's doing better getting the ball. But how many times have we tried to push it into a New Orleans Noel and he just fumbled it?
Too many. Way too many. I mean, at this point, Kev, I'm here with this thing, right? I don't even watch. When I'm watching the games now, I don't watch the game for the sake of enjoyment. I'm watching the game now to kind of dissect the movement of the players, who's doing what, who's out of position, who's getting beat on defense, who makes a good offensive play. What offense are you calling to develop this play, and who's involved? Right? That's what I'm watching the game for these days. Because 9 times out of 10, when we walk in the gym, Even if you start off good in the first half, in the third quarter, it's going to tell me all I need to know.
Uh-huh.
And then by the fourth quarter, we right back to doing the same old thing we've always been doing. So that's why I watch the games now. And at some point that gets old, right?
Yep. Real
So
quick.
I think, and again, it's been said that the reason that our front office or the organization doesn't make moves or do things that they need to do is because we're going to continue to buy tickets for games.
Yep.
We're going to continue to buy Knicks merchandise. I mean, we're diehard fans. That's what we do.
That's what we
Right?
do. That's what we do.
But I know how I feel about the Knicks. How do the Knicks feel about G-Man? That's what I want to know.
Oh.
I know how I feel about my basketball team.
Right.
How does the franchise feel about the Knicks fan?
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting a warm and fuzzy. I'm feeling like you just want my money and you don't want to give me nothing in return at this point. I'm gonna need you to change that narrative around from Mr. Dolan all the way down to the water boy that gives the players their water bottles when
Yep.
when they come to the sideline for a timeout and you play in the garden. I ain't got time for that.
We have more equal amount of losses between home and away.
I mean, this is the thing. Again, the definition of insanity, ladies and gentlemen.
Insanity.
Doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different outcome. I'm just saying, we play the same people when they're available every night. And we go in, we live in by the Hope Creed right now. Right?
The Hope Creed, yeah.
The Hope Creed. We go in and hope we can come out with a victory. Not that we're playing for it. Not that we develop a scheme for the game to ensure or get us into a position to where we are more than we have a better opportunity to win than to lose. We don't do
Right.
that. We live by the Hope Creed. We hope that Evan Fournier comes out and scores 20 plus points tonight.
Uh-huh.
We hope that Mitch Robinson can come out and get you a double-double, right, when he's available. We hope that Quentin Grimes is available and can and put some substantial defense on whoever he's matched up against that night.
Right.
We hope that Julius Randle comes out and plays team basketball and not this whole ISO thing that we've seen him do time in and time out. We hope that Emmanuel quickly comes out and doesn't dribble the ball till the air comes out of it or throws up some crazy shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
His shot
so long that
his shot selection has been atrocious.
The crazy part about it is you see that happening, but what does Tibbs do? Oh,
leave him in there.
Go ahead. Now, to be honest, to be fair, I did see Tibbs pull about the game. I think it was against the Jazz. He didn't play that much against the Jazz,
but he played more. He was playing in Denver.
Yeah, he was right back out there against the Nuggets, and the whole time I'm sitting here cussing out my TV set. The entire time.
He's letting another dude outshine him. And I don't even know who that guy was for Denver.
Yeah, I know the guard you're talking about.
Yeah, that guard. Yeah. Don't even know who he was.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, Kel. I'm gonna switch gears one more time.
Real quick, I want to because we're blessed by the presence of Stephanie, aka of the Queen's Court. We love you, sister. She's got a great show on Mondays. I think it's at 8:00 as well, or sooner. I don't know, but check out her show on Mondays. We love you, Steph. Go ahead with your question, my brother.
So this is going to be the last question, and then we can go ahead and start getting into closing thoughts and whatnot. So if Kev was president of basketball operations for a day, what would be the top priority move that you would make? Not the owner now. You're the president of basketball operations. I give you the opportunity to make one move that you feel like that would be the most impactful move for the organization to put us on a course to start, doing things a little bit more correct.
Correction, her show is on at 6 p.m. on Mondays. All right. So now that question that you asked me,
Yes, sir.
I don't care about the publicity. I don't care about Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about um, Skip and Shannon from Undisputed.
Right.
I don't care about NBA TV. I mean, radio. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
anybody says. Thank you, but no thanks, Mr. Thibodeau. And Johnny Bryant is my interim coach
So you find Tibbs on the spot.
on the spot.
Okay.
On the spot.
All right. And you're gonna make Johnny Bryant the interim.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I would.
All right.
That's my thing. Because I feel as though that those players, Randall included, well, two things. Number one, I think they will respect that voice more than what they're getting out of Tibbs. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I believe Johnny Bryant a will put players that that will give him a better chance to win and not just go by old rhetoric, playing
Okay.
vets and everything. I think he sees that he sees it through practice. The guys are more young guys are more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Get them in there. Get them in there. Yeah, sprinkle a vet in there, one or two, but get my young guys in there.
Okay.
That's where I'm
All right. So if I'm the president of basketball operations for a day, and I've been on this team seeing what I've seen, and I've been part of the problem, right?
at.
I'm going to do two things, right? And all this is going to be a conjunction to the one move that I'm talking about, because I have the ability to do what I'm doing. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm firing everybody in the front office, bro.
Mm,
Everybody got to go.
mm,
Everybody's got to go,
mm.
and I want somebody smart. I will have already researched somebody smart to bring in to make the appropriate basketball decisions, right? Once I do that, the people that's coming in, it's with the understanding there. First of all, we're gonna establish a direction of where we want this team, where we want to see this team within the next 2 to 5 years, and we're gonna start working towards that. Whether it's through the draft, if we think that we can do something in free agency, which we've been horrible at, I don't know why we would go down that path, but okay, I give you that. But smart people, right? Put smart people in these positions is qualified to have these positions. And the very last thing that I'm gonna do is, as head of basketball operations, I'm gonna resign. I'm gonna resign because I'm part of the problem, Kev. I am part of the problem. I'll allow this to happen on my watch. So I'm gonna have some say in who my replacement is, and then go ahead and get that the narrative and the ball rolling. But nothing that we can do to this basketball team is going to be anything meaningful unless we fix the front office. If we don't fix the front office, if we don't develop some type of stability, nobody's going to want to come play here. You're going to keep getting these washed up has-beens to come here. They keep taking your money. They'll give you 40% out of, at 20% of your games, and then force you to believe that you got hope.
I like that answer that you gave. I like that.
That's real.
I like that.
That's real. Because again, people, you always hear the narrative. It's not about the name on the back of the jersey. It's about the name on the front of the jersey.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Man,
and
look.
it seems like malpractice has never went away with this team.
No.
It's just reinventing itself.
In a different way. I agree. I think, a lot of the things that happened in the past were related to us being over the cap. We couldn't get players in because we were over the cap, whatever, right? So this year with this front office, I think this year, last year was the first year that you had a front office that didn't have to deal with cap issues.
Right.
You could legit go out and do something to kind of build a roster, build a foundation, and move forward. Mm-hmm. Hence, bringing in Thibodeau, had a successful season. He won, Coach of the Year. Julius Randle was most improved. So, yeah, You got some kudos, a couple feathers in your cap to say, okay, look at me, this is what I did. But you were not able to sustain or build upon that success.
Right.
That's where the front office malpractice.
Right.
If you see something, and it matriculates down the roster, right? So the front office didn't do anything to prop up what was successful. So that filters down to Tibbs. And so he doesn't do anything to change the way that he coaches based on who the talent is on the roster or how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
The players don't see anything going on because I just got paid. Mm-hmm. So now, since you just gave me a contract, now I'm going to be at the physical therapist every other day, and I may give you, out of 20 games, I may play 5 of them. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me right now.
That's a problem. That's a
Stop
problem.
playing. It makes absolutely, positively no
sense.
No sense.
None whatsoever.
And I believe we would do the same thing. And I'm not telling you that Mitch don't deserve a contract.
But what we've been talking about, if he gets his money, what Mitch are we going to get?
Yeah. And Mitch has been on record to saying, now I don't know how this is still an issue, but Mitch is on record saying that his conditioning is still an issue.
Yeah, that's it.
We are more than 60 games into this season, and conditioning is still an issue for you? What are we doing? What are we? Oh my goodness! What are we doing?
Your conditioning, if you're Ben Simmons, would be a problem right now because you haven't played.
Yeah.
You've played like 3/4 of a season.
Yeah.
After the All-Star break, we'll be in the last quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when Mitch's gonna turn up. We'll tell you now. Watch and see. Watch see what happens. That's when he's gonna turn up.
Now, if Mitch happens to leave us,
Mitch ain't going nowhere, man.
You don't think he's going nowhere?
No. He ain't going nowhere because they know he's about to get paid. Mitch know he about to get that bag, bro. He ain't going nowhere. He's not going empty place.
Would you be upset if we did give him the bag?
I wouldn't be surprised.
But no. The question is, would you be upset?
No.
Why?
Because we have boogered up so much other money on worthless players that why am I going to get upset about someone that actually contributes a little bit sometime versus somebody that we paid that contributes nothing no time?
So
and he still has the ability. Somebody gets their hands on the right person to continue to mold him and develop him into that perennial big man in the NBA.
So I ask you again, then you have no fears that this Mitchell Robinson will still be as productive as the one before he got his contract?
So that's a different question. What you just did is you just moved the goalpost on me. Because the first question you asked me, yeah, you did. The first question you asked me is, would I be upset if we paid him?
Right, because I asked that because of the question, because of the conversations that we had.
Okay, I got you.
Because remember, we were saying how players that were in a contract year, once they got their money,
they don't play the hard anymore.
They don't play the hard anymore. So that's why I asked you that question. If he got his money, if he got the bag, would you be upset at it?
No. And I believe that Mitchell's performance will be based on the people that surround him. So and I have no reason to believe that we're going to be able to get out. And people keep using this, all these contracts are tradable, blah, 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 blah. We'll trade them. If they so tradable, trade them.
Trade them.
Yeah.
Because he obviously ain't working for us.
No. So if we can do something to give Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, those two right there.
I've been on record. Build around them. Build around them.
So if we can put things in place, because I believe the way RJ had been playing in the past couple of weeks, he's involving Mitch a lot more than what Mitch was being involved in the past, right? And he likes that. So I believe RJ's play kind of drives what Mitchell Robinson does. Now, if we can get a point guard to continue to contribute to Mitchell's performance, being able to feed RJ and set up plays on the court, then we're a much better basketball team at the end of the day. But to answer your question, I believe Mitch's play will be predicated on his support, the people that are around him to support him at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the front office, the organization has to do a better job at providing said people to be that person.
Right.
So I mean, and most of the time when Mitch is playing ball, man, he's the biggest dude on the court.
Yeah.
So I have no reason to believe that he's going to back off being if he's healthy enough and he works on that conditioning. Let's get that out the way. Let's do that for sure. So we're coming up on probably about 7 minutes left, Kev. So go ahead and first of all,
what you mean 7 minutes? No, we got about 20 minutes.
Kev, what time is the show over?
8 o'clock.
What time is it now, Kev?
7:35.
Kev, your clock is so wrong. So wrong.
My clock is not wrong.
It's 7:54 right now.
You know what? You know what it is? You know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is.
What is it, Kev?
Time stops in Florida. Time is
that doesn't even make sense because you just said it's 7:30 something. And I'm telling you it's 7:50 something. So obviously, if anything happens, time speeds up. Time has come to an all-time halt in New Jersey.
Oh no!
It must be caught up in that pollution and trash.
No, that's Florida. That's Florida.
I
was going to call y'all Las Vegas, but Las Vegas ain't got no clock. So there you go.
I know this is what happened because you said it was 7:35. So what just happened was you took those last 2 minutes and flip-flopped them around. I'm gonna need you to put your glasses on, Kev. Put your glasses on so you can see. There you go. Get them. Put them on. Now tell me what time it is, Kev.
6:42.
Take them off, Kev. Take them off. Take them off. Take them off.
Let me clean them off real quick. Oh, no. You were right. It's 7:55.
See? Boy. Oh, my goodness. My brother from another mother. Boy, I love you like a plate. So, 5 minutes left in the show. First and foremost, again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Knicks fans of all ages, we appreciate you all coming through, spending some time with us. This may have been one of those things to where we sit here and spent a whole bunch of time telling you, what's wrong with the Knicks and, what we need to do to get better. But, it's hard to get away from that narrative when that's all you see day in and day out. And we're not doing anything to change it. I would much rather be up here talking about, we're making moves, we're doing this. We made some excellent moves during before the trade deadline. It's going to prop us up to be better off moving forward.
Hey, G-Man, think about this. Around this time last year, we were talking about sending one of our boys to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
He was a star, wasn't he? Was he a starter? No, he wasn't a starter. He was a
He was
reserve.
on the team. He was
on the reserve. And we were talking about how we were going to move up in the standings as far as getting placed in being in the playoffs, not even a play in.
Right. Our seeding. Yeah, you 100% right. How the mighty have fallen.
Jeez.
We are on the opposite end of the spectrum.
But I would say this. Bad now.
Yeah, I would say this. There is a game tonight at 10 o'clock. We're on the West Coast swing. We play against Golden State. So, if that's East Coast time, it's 10 o'clock, right? So, again, my party.
No, that's West Coast time. That's West Coast time.
No, 10 o'clock p.m. is the time that the game comes on the East Coast. It's a 3-hour time difference, Kev.
Right. So that game starts at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. I mean, on the West Coast.
No,
and
Kev.
We're in bed by then.
No, Kev. The game starts at what's 3 minus 10, Kev?
3 minus 10 is 7.
Okay, so the game starts 7 o'clock local time on the West Coast. It starts 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time because you got to add 3 hours.
That's right.
Oh my
That's
good!
right.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, this one. Listen, Kev gonna have to go take him some medicine, and we're gonna put him to bed so he can get some rest because he is at an all time right now, boy. So my parting shots again. Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate you. Kev, go ahead and give your parting shots, brother.
Well, again, as my co-host mentioned, thanks so much for coming out. Just to let everyone know, real quick, we have 50, 46 people watching, and we have
64 people watching, Kev.
64. Well,
Yeah.
it says honestly, it says something else on my screen here. So
Oh my goodness.
it does. It does.
Okay.
Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. And again, um, I'm gonna be the optimist here. There'll be some sunshine that's gonna come our way. I just don't know when.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna come this year, but it might come over the summer, or it might come in in next season. Right now, unfortunately, I'm on the thinking of next season anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree.
yeah, so because I think the time for dreaming was back in November.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
we have
I'm
to
good.
start thinking of what's ahead. And for
Yeah.
me personally, what's ahead is RJ, um, Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, Jericho Swims, Obi Toppin, and I don't even know if I'll throw Emmanuel quickly in there. I think he's just going through a sophomore slump.
Let's hope so.
Um, and we forgot about the point guard from that's that's that that's playing for the Spanish league. I forget his name, and I hope the people in
The
the
dude that's
chat
overseas.
say again.
The dude that's overseas.
Yes, yeah, we have him. As for what I'm hearing, I'm hearing that he's the real deal. Well, how many times have you heard that before? But
Yeah.
from what we're seeing, from what we're hearing, he can really, help us out. So, we'll see. But those are the 9 players that I'm thinking about. Not thinking about Randall. Definitely not thinking about Kimba. Definitely not thinking about Hip Rider. Definitely thinking about Burks. I apologize. I forgot about Mitch. Forgot about
Amen.
Mitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch. So those are
Okay.
the guys that I'm thinking about. I think we will get destroyed tonight. And again, I don't think it'll be the Splash Brothers. I think it'll be the other players on their team. Rokas. Oh yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Rokas. Yeah, I'm not.
Go ahead and try. Go
Yeah,
ahead and try.
I'm not pronouncing
I
that.
dare you.
I
I
am not
dare you.
pronouncing. Not, not pronouncing that.
I just call him Roker's trash. How about that?
No, I'm not gonna call. I don't think that's his name. I know it's Rokas, but I'll just go with Rokas. I'll just go with Rokas, and I will just wait until until summer league because that's that next time we'll probably see him. But yeah, I will
I'm with
not.
you.
I will not do that. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. Just think, um, just go with the season. Hope for it to end quickly, and that's it. Joe Bagat, yeah, Joe Cabitis. There we go. Joe Cabitis. That's his name. That's his name, Joe
Good
Cabitis.
job, Kev. Good.
Yeah,
That make up for about 2 of the 20 mispronounced words you had today.
you're bad. You're bad. You're bad. But thanks so much, guys. And remember, it's on the one. So let's get it. Let's try to get it done. I don't think we will get it done, but let's try to get it done. All right. And I hope that next week my voice will be a lot better than what it is now.
Mm, mm.
All right, my brother.
All right, man. Hey, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Good night.